What's up, guys? I'm James Bane, and I'm here to talk about The Bad Batch yet again. We got a special treat because we got 2 episodes this week, which is exciting, but also some heavy content in these particular episodes, specifically episode 10, which is called Identity Crisis, and then episode 11 was one of the best episodes of The Bad Batch I think we've ever gotten, and that one was called The Point of No Return. Like I said, I think these might be the 2 wildest episodes of The Bad Batch that we've ever gotten, specifically in this season. And, very specifically with the subject matter that is being dealt with in episode 10. I feel like we've talked about this type of stuff before. We've seen it to some degree in some of the books, maybe seen a little bit of it in Rebels, but I don't think it's ever been to this degree where you're actually seeing the child, or the baby in this case, being taken from their parent, kidnapped, stolen, to break into the house, stun the mom, and just like take the child with you. It's a heavy thing. And then you have these 3 kids in the vault facility and all the stuff that's going on there. It's a heavy topic, but yeah, it's stressful and it was hard to watch. And the more I think about it too, I'm not even entirely positive that they could put this content into the movies or into the live action TV shows. It almost feels like if you're going to talk about something this heavy, you can't have all of these families taking their kids to the movies and seeing like this stuff happen. I don't really know how it fits in with the rating systems and how they seem to get away with it, because these shows are marketed towards kids. You know, they have that reputation, but I honestly think that the content that's happening in this show, particularly in episode 10, is almost too heavy for the mainstream live action audience. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, I normally talk about something that I don't like about an episode. I talk about my favorite thing, and I talk about, something that I don't like, but it's been really tough to find things wrong with these episodes. And even if you can, it feels kind of wrong to sort of, not that this is an example, but, I'd be like nitpicking a child's escape plan from a torture center. It just, it doesn't feel right. But that, even to be said, is like I'm having a hard time finding the things wrong with these episodes, because I feel like this particular subject matter is something that is necessary viewing for Star Wars fans. It is tough to watch, but it's one of these things that reminds us of all of this content versus the Empire. Like, why we're going against the Empire. This is why. Like, and if you don't have this and you just have this kind of idea that the Empire is bad and they do bad things for these reasons or another, it's like, no, let's really get to the core of it. Like, this stuff is going on. They're literally taking children, they're breaking into houses, and everything else is so bad that you have people selling out these children and these babies. Just they know they're going to get kidnapped. They know they're going to get taken away by bounty hunters and given to the thing. But I was like, how can people do that? But that's the problem with the Empire, is that I was kind of relating it to, say, like 1990s Satanic Panic, is like, or Dungeons and Dragons, for instance. All that kind of stuff is like, if everybody believes something that isn't true, where you have all of these people being told that this game, this Dungeons and Dragons game, is in fact like this devil worship, or it's calling on demons, and you're doing these satanic ritual things, then you have people who are able to like see kids playing the game and then think there's something really awful happening in that family, or with those children. They need to be out of that environment. They need to not be doing that. So you call the police, and then the police come and they break up that house, or they take these kids away from the parents and stuff. And like, you believe that's what is happening. It's sad, man. You can almost understand why sometimes it's not just about I don't have money and I need to sell these people out in order to make a few bucks so that I can do this, or I'm greedy or whatever. Sometimes I think the Empire really has convinced the galaxy that the Jedi were bad and these traits are evil and they need to be taken care of. And people who squeal on all these weird things that they see and they spot, they think of it as like a dark and evil magic, and they're ridding the galaxy of this problem that we have. We know as the audience that that's not true, and it's much worse than that. But it's one of these things where I think you have to have these episodes that actually show that, and they're tough to watch. But it's important to watch it. And then know in the future that every other time you see Luke Skywalker or Rey or somebody, fighting against that type of stuff, that there really is some dark things that are happening behind the scenes. So I don't know. It was a tough watch, but I think it was a necessary watch. And then you get episode 11. Just absolutely thrilling. Like the level of getting to that point where everything you've earned is now being destroyed or is at stake. Pabu is completely surrounded. There is no escape. You're losing the members left and right. Hunter's gone. Wrecker's gone. Crosshair and Omega are the only ones left. I mean, the whole episode was just like, there's no escape. Like, what are you going to do? And to see the resolution of Omega saying, I have to give myself up to save these people, that seems pretty common, honestly. But it goes, like, that seems like something Star Wars characters say all the time, like, oh no, and they even kind of covered a little bit of, she's like, I brought this upon all these people. And Hunter's like, no, you didn't do this. The Empire is doing this. Don't think that this is your fault. And I like that line because it comes back later. She doesn't just turn herself in for that reason. She turns herself in for this elaborate plan that she has that says, I'm only a part of this story. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get back to Tantis, and we're trying to release all those clones, and we're trying to stop, evil from happening. So Omega to come up with that plan, and Crosshair to be like, yes, that is in fact the only option we have, and it's a pretty decent plan, goes with it. But to get to, the end of this episode, to get to that point where she turns herself in, they show that her tracking device was removed. Okay, we expected that. But to watch Crosshair fight through all those people and do everything to go up against all the variables that he says, too many variables. He goes against all of it just to get to that point that it actually fails. It's like, chef's kiss on the writing and the torture of these characters in a way. It's just awesome. Like, it's such good storytelling. I want to say, like, I know it's a bad thing, but like, this is my single most exciting part of that episode, or hit me in the chest part of that episode, was literally watching Crosshair's helmet just drop. He fires, it misses, it doesn't make it, it lands in the water, and they cut back to him and his helmet just drops. It's not even like a facial feature. It's not something you can connect with, but you know that when you see that helmet and it lowers, the amount of disappointment that you feel just in his inability to save her or to protect her or whatever it is the way he sees it in that moment, accomplish his mission maybe. It's tough, man. These episodes were tough, but again, like I said, I don't have a least favorite part. I'm almost to that point where, like, these are like 10 out of 10s. I don't know what I want more out of the Bad Batch. How could these episodes be better? You know what I mean? Like, a big character could show up and save the day and it would be incredible or whatever like that. But it's like, every episode can't be like that. So you have to just watch these episodes and just look at the entire season. And I think that if this show keeps going the way that it's going, man, it might even be the best season of animated Star Wars. That's episode 10 and 11. I loved them. If I'm missing something, guys, let me know. Come at me with a different angle if you didn't like the episodes. Let me read what you're thinking. Just let me know in the comments, like the video, do all that stuff. Subscribe if you're not here regularly for our Star Wars content that we do on the Resistance broadcast. That's twice a week. We're here for an hour talking about discussions, and we're saying speculation. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Sometimes we're just talking about the general news and what we think about, this casting or this information that we got. And the Acolyte is coming up, so get excited about that. But this has been the Bad Batch Reaction Show for episodes 10 and 11, and I will see you guys next week for episode 12. See ya.